The blocked message on Reddit is, "Don't read this." It was 2:46 a.m. when Leo saw the post. He wasn't looking for it, just scrolling through the darker corners of Reddit abandoned subreddits, lost threads, dead links. Then his screen glitched for half a second, and a post loaded, pinned to a subreddit he didn't remember subscribing to. Things you weren't meant to see. Only one post. Title in all caps. Do not read this. No tags, no comments, upvotes stuck at 0. His cursor hovered. Then, against all logic, he clicked. The body of the post was blank, except for a single line. If you are reading this, it's already in you. Beneath it, an error box where the rest of the message should be. Content blocked under Federal Protocol 7.3. 4. Unauthorized cognitive hazard. Leo blinked. Tried to refresh the page. Gone. Subreddit. 404. Even his browser history wiped itself clean. He sat in silence, then noticed something odd. His monitor, a small flicker in the lower left. 1 pixel. Blinking. White, then red, then black. Over and over. When he moved the mouse toward it, the cursor disappeared. His speakers hissed. Soft at first, then louder. Static building into something that almost sounded like a voice whispering under the noise, layered like a reversed lullaby. Then, it's not reading you. You're reading for it. Leo yanked his headphones off, but the whisper was still there. Inside the room, or inside his head. On the screen, a new window appeared. He hadn't opened it. No title. Just a single line of text slowly typing itself out. Do you want to remember? Leo stared at the screen. Do you want to remember? He didn't type anything, but the cursor blinked, waiting. Then, I-E-S. The word appeared on its own. He didn't type it. The second it appeared, his computer screen froze. Mouse unresponsive. Fan whirring hard. Everything humming like it was, vibrating under the desk. Then, another message appeared, smaller font, red text. Granting memory access. 1 moment. The lights in the room dimmed. Or maybe his eyes did. Leo stood up. The hum was louder now. He touched the side of his head. Warm, pulsing. Like something behind his eyes was turning on. He looked at his bookshelf. The titles blurred. Every spine read the same thing. Do not read this. He grabbed a random notebook. Opened to a page he didn't remember writing. But there was his handwriting. Scrawled fast. Anxious. I read it. It read me. Now it's inside the gaps. Not a story. Not a virus. Something older. Something fed through words. Through the act of attention. You can't forget what didn't belong to you. He ran to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, but his reflection blinked before he did, and whispered something he couldn't hear. Back at the desk, the screen had changed again. Now it showed a familiar layout. Reddit, his own account. A new post uploaded in his name. Do not read this. He clicked on it. It was exactly the message he saw before. Same text, same blinking pixel in the corner. Except now, there was a comment. From someone else? Too late. I saw it too. Then a second comment appeared in real time. It doesn't live in the post. It lives in the reader. And a third. From him. Posted 12 minutes ago. I shouldn't have remembered. Please delete me. Leo's nose started bleeding. His vision flickered like an old screen. And from inside the walls of his room, the whispering started again. But this time, it spoke in his own voice, repeating that one line, over and over. Do you want to remember? Leo unplugged everything. PC, router, phone. Still, the hum didn't stop. It was no longer in the electronics. It was in the room, in the air between words. He opened his notebook again, the one he hadn't written in for weeks. Now, every page was full. Same sentence, in hundreds of handwritings. Do not read this. Some tiny, Some huge. One in perfect calligraphy. One scratched in something dark. Not ink. He grabbed a Sharpie, blacked out every page, ripped it, burned it. But as the flames curled, letters reappeared on the ash. "It's not on the page. It's in the pattern." He slept that night with the lights on. But in his dream, he was back on Reddit. The post still there, still pinned. But now the screen expanded outward, infinite replies scrolling faster than he could read. Each with a name, each tagged remembered. He tried to back out, but there was no escape key, only a prompt at the bottom. Would you like to accept more? And his hand moved on its own, clicked yes. He awoke to a knock, 3 slow taps on his apartment door. When he opened it, no one was there, just a torn envelope on the floor. No address, no stamp, no handwriting, only one thing inside, a printed photo, grainy, a still image of his own face, staring at a monitor. But the reflection in the screen wasn't his, too long, too wide, smiling. On the back of the photo, a message typed faintly in red ink. "You're being drafted. The story needs new narrators." Leo stumbled back into his room. His monitor powered on by itself. Reddit reopened, but it wasn't a post anymore. It was a live stream, titled, "Reading in Progress, 74 viewers." On screen was his room. Liv, from the corner, watching him, and comments were pouring in. "He sees it now. They always bleed at the mirror part. I watched this last week. It's always different, but always ends the same." Leo looked up at the ceiling. Something was there, too thin, hanging upside down, whispering with his voice, "Don't read the end." Leo didn't go outside the next day. Couldn't. The windows weren't windows anymore. Just smooth, pulsing surfaces that looked like glass until you got close. Then, you saw it. Text. Thin white sentences written in microscopic loops spiraling outward from the center like an eye. He tried reading one. Instant nosebleed. Memory spike. He was 6 years old again. Staring into a TV that never turned off. Hearing his name in commercials that didn't exist. His phone vibrated, though it had no power. A new notification flashed briefly across the screen before fading. "You're a chapter now." He tried calling for help, but every voice on the other end said the same thing. "Do not read this. Do not read this. Do not." And then, uploading. The calls never disconnected. Even after he pulled the SIM, smashed the battery, the voices kept whispering from the phone shell. In desperation, Leo logged onto an old laptop. Clean, no history. Typed one sentence into Notepad. "What is this thing?" Immediately a reply appeared beneath it. Not typed, just there. A reader. Organism. A story that eats attention. Grows with memory. Lives in the rhythm of comprehension. He stared at the blinking cursor. Another line appeared. "Your understanding is digestion. Thank you for feeding us." His reflection flickered again. Now it didn't move at all. It just stared blank, faced, open-mouthed. A puppet caught mid-gasp, and when he finally looked away, it smiled. Then came the email. From his own address. No subject. Just a .text file attached. Read this final .text. He didn't open it, but it opened itself. One line. "You're not reading anymore, Leo. You're being read." Leo stood in the center of his room. Screens all around him. Mirrors blackened. All of them writing. Describing him in the third person. He breathes faster. He doesn't want to keep reading, but he does. The words echoed without sound like pressure in the skull, pulsing behind the eyes. He clutched his head. "No more," he whispered. "I won't read any more." But the lights dimmed. The narration continued. He lies. They always do. Until the end writes them back. The door creaked open. The real door. But behind it wasn't a hallway. It was a page. a giant sheet of paper suspended in darkness. And on it, written in black veins, was his silhouette, moving slightly, glitching as if still in edit mode. A prompt blinked at the bottom. Do you accept your role? 2 buttons. Narrate. Erase. Leo reached forward, hand trembling. Pressed erase. The room flickered. The paper caught fire. For a second, silence. Then, denied. You are too far in. The light snapped off. Every screen went black, except one. It showed a new post on Reddit, freshly uploaded, titled, "Do not read this," by Leo Wants to Forget. Inside, the exact words you've been reading. And underneath it, the view counter ticked upward. 1 view, 2 views, 3 views, 4. And you realize now, you're not just reading this, you're remembering it. You're part of it. You didn't find this story, it found you. The whisper begins again, faint, right behind your ear. Do you want to remember?